let's be realistic here now. The 90s, we had a better Olympia experience. You know why? We had some guy related to Simon Fan who was doing Battle for the Olympia videos. Yeah? Yeah.
That's my uncle.
And you know what? That was fucking exciting.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I still watch Battle for the Olympia videos now.
No, I waited till we started.
Okay, look, I can fucking tell.
I missed your face.
You look nice and fresh, Joe. You look nice and fresh.
Well, I did have a trim.
Looking nice and gingerish.
I've cut my hair.
I know, I can tell.
Join the club.
Well, I sandpapered mine.
Right, today's podcast, we want to talk about the new qualification system for 2023, the new ifbb, whether it's a good thing, bad thing, how it's going to affect next year's Olympia, and obviously
Can we address something even more important than that?
What's that?
Simon's glasses.
They're my blue light blocking glasses.
Oh.
It looks like the nutty.
Do you like them?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
No, I've got bad eyes actually. I wear contact lenses, but I took them out as soon as I get in because I've had a prescription change recently and they've made them stronger. But so when I read too close up, I have to read like that further away.
Well, I thought you would have got yours lasered.
I did, I did 10 years ago, but as soon as probably 12 years ago, but the last 4 years they just got worse. So I had really bad eyesight before, but when I got them lasered, they were fucking perfect for about 8 years, like 20/20 vision.
And is it again then?
Yeah, I thought about it. Yeah, it's funny because I was watching an old podcast with Dennis James and Iris Kyle and Hide, and I was interviewing him in the gym, and because she wears contact lenses, isn't she?
Yeah.
And he goes to her. She goes, "Oh, sorry, I just come from an eye appointment." And she goes, "Oh, I've got 20/20 vision." He goes, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But do you wear contact lenses with?" He goes, "Yeah, it's 20/20 with my contact lenses." And he goes, "Well, anyone can have 20/20 with contact lenses."
Fucking bitch. All right, then. So, what did you want to talk about?
Let's talk about the. This is the new ruling from. I don't know if you can read it.
Okay, let's start then. Are we starting now?
Okay, I'm going to read it out. So for next year's Olympia 2023, top 5 from this year's Olympia will qualify men's open and the wheelchair. Top 3 from all other divisions from 2022 Olympia. And next year, you got to wear the pro show to qualify for next year's Olympia.
Well, basically, I can tell you, it doesn't make no fucking difference, does it? Like, how many people actually qualified from the point system this year for the men's? And it was 3 people.
Yep.
Justin Rodriguez. Who else was it? Forgot who else it was now. Don't quote me on it, but there was 2 other people also. So, and
Andre Presti, was he one of them?
No, Presti won. Presti won New York. Not New York. What did he win? He won something.
Oh, I think it was the other guy, that other Italian.
Oh yeah, Muzzi.
Yeah.
Andre Muzzi.
Yeah, and
someone else.
And who else was there? Forgotten now. Yeah, but there was only 3. So basically, there are only going to be 3 less people in the fucking class. Like, whoopee fucking do is that going to?
So there'll be 30 potentially rather than 33.
What you need to do is, what the IFBB need to do is this: have shows there what are gonna get the numbers in. Like the show in Ireland, what only had fucking 4 people, like in one class, 212 or whatever. Them type of shows aren't worth doing, and they're an easy qualifier for the Olympia. So
yeah, but you can't help who competes in your show, can you? Can't predict.
No, but
I think you could have if there's not enough to make a first call out. Then if you win that show, it's not an Olympia qualifier.
No, but the thing about it, you're saying you can't dictate who's going to do your show. Obviously. No. So if nobody's going to do your show, then it's not worth putting on. As a promoter, if I can't get 10 people to enter the open class, the 212, and the bikini class, whatever I'm putting on. If I can't get them numbers down on my, before I even put on this pro show, no point me doing the show because I'm not going to make no money.
No.
Like,
I don't know how people can make money from pro shows unless they have an amateur section as well. Because the amateurs is what brings the money in.
Now, don't they?
Hey?
Most of them do now.
Yeah. Listen, the thing is about it is I can understand some want to do it in their country for their athletes who are closer, who can't travel. No problem. I totally understand it. But what the IFBB need to do is have just said 10 shows, 10 shows, and you said to yourself, okay, you got a show in New York, who's gonna enter that? Okay.
Yep.
Once there's 15 people enter that show saying that show is full now, you can't enter that, you need to pick another one.
Yep.
So
you mean cap every show, like cap the
cap it. Because that way everybody gets first call out, second call out, and third call out. And after the third call out, fuck off home. There's no point
I can't remember. There was someone who did a podcast about a year or 2 years ago, and they were talking about doing a raffle entry for shows. So they do a set amount of shows in the calendar year, which at Olympia qualifies, so say 8 to 10, and then everyone from the previous Olympia gets put into a raffle. Your name gets called out. You're competing in February. You're competing in February because
no. The thing about it is also, I can understand, but then people will say, "Oh, I'm not ready for that show, so I don't want to do that show." So
I didn't have enough time. Yeah.
This way, it's like this. Listen, the IFBB calendar's out. You got the Arnold Classic, that is invite only, so that goes out the window. Then you got the New York Pro, you got the Tampa, you got the Dallas, you got the Chicago, whatever in America. And then you got your European shows. So you said to yourself, okay, I best put my name down for these shows now, because if I don't put them down now, I'm not going to get into that show.
Yeah.
So first come, first serve. Then that's it. Then that way, everybody knows who's entering what shows sooner rather than later. It's not going to be like somebody last minute thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to enter that show now 2 days out.
Yeah, I've never understood why there's not a ranking system for bodybuilders. I understand that you've got the top 15 or whatever from the Olympia.
You mean like a tier system?
Yeah, like a tier system for bodybuilders. So if you win a good level show, so you win a Tampa, that gives you a certain amount of points. Every single bodybuilder the previous year starts out with 0 points, except for maybe Mr Olympia or even 0, doesn't matter. And then you go from there. So if you place top 3 at one show, that's a respected show, good prize money, good lineup, you get 10 points. If whoever finishes in the top 6 of that ranking point for the year, they're the top 6 bodybuilders in the world. They do it in other sports where, you know, there's ranking systems where it's one individual sport. You know, you look at darts, you look at, you know, even fighting.
I think the problem you've got is the IFBB want more people to enter the Olympia, and this is what's happening here.
Yep.
And then, so basically, they get more athletes entering the Olympia,
more money,
more friends and family coming to watch that show, and then they're getting more people doing the pay-per-view for the shows. So basically, it's got diluted. You know what I mean? Yep. And if they're looking at for athletes' health, then it's not working because it's going opposite. Because you can't say the men's open is coming on at 7 o'clock and people are backstage at 5 o'clock and they're pumping up around 6 o'clock and then they're not on stage till fucking 11 o'clock.
It's ridiculous. You don't get that in other professional sports.
Did you watch the podcast with Jay Cutler when he's been slating, obviously saying it's ridiculous.
Absolute garbage.
And did you see the pump up room, how small it was? I mean, you had to fit 400 athletes. It looks
ridiculous. What the fuck is going on?
Look how small the stage was, just with them fucking LED lighting in the back. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember.
I mean, visually it did look really good, but obviously, if you're judging and taking photos, it was hard to sort of look.
Do you think overall the shows across the calendar year need an improvement in production value?
No, the only thing they need improvement in is fucking streaming value.
That's what I mean, though, as in an overall incentive for people to compete more.
I'm talking about stop fucking spending money on the fucking stage and
Yeah.
spending money on LEDs and fucking.
Don't you think like every show now they try to outdo each other? They say
Yeah, they
like
do.
the big man show, then the next show has to be bigger and brighter. Then the
Like-
Olympia has to be the best.
What? Why?
You put like a normal background and no one wants to compete in it.
Listen, the thing about it was what makes me laugh the most is they can have a blank fucking screen there,
Yeah.
a blank, and then all the fucking sponsors there. Somebody can do it on their fucking computer to stream it live at people at home. So it seems like it's on the stage, but it
I
isn't.
think-
Do you remember the
Texas and Boston did really good this year because I know a couple of the guys who competed in Boston, some pros, open pros. Nate Spears, one of them, and one of the take-home things. You know, the Olympia do the track jackets and the outfits and all that. Well,
Yeah.
Boston, they did fully customized jackets, gym bags, all of that stuff with your name on. So if you pre-signed up for the show in time in advance, you know, you get treated like an actual professional, not just a number on the show.
we did that at the
Texas
Grand
did that
Prix.
well.
We
Yeah.
gave everyone that entered tracksuits with the names on.
It's good. It's an incentive
Yeah,
for the
it's a,
people
it's a
to compete.
souvenir as well. It's like a
Yeah,
souvenir
you're never
for
gonna
people,
forget
so-
that.
It's like at the moment the problem is too many people are entering the elite show, Mr.
Yep.
Olympia, and it should only be the best of the best. You know what I mean? It should only be 16 people maximum entering that show.
Then they're saying, you know, the sport's growing, so the cream of the crop, the amount of them are growing. But it's not the case really, because there's people that are winning lesser shows that wouldn't win shows where there's more competitors.
It just tells you look at the top 15,
Yeah.
and the rest of them were not even showcased. Do you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Look at the
So-
people in the third call out. I mean, they
I've tried
didn't really
finding,
deserve to be there.
I've tried finding footage of guys in the third and fourth call out. There's fucking nothing.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Nothing.
tell me something. If you're not, if the sport's growing, but yet you're only showing the top 3-4 call outs, then what is the fucking point of the rest of the people?
Yeah. Well,
So the sport can fucking grow. It just means that it's harder to qualify.
And
And
they've
when
obviously had a right to be there because they've qualified the
Yeah.
legitimate way.
sorry,
But they obviously got a right to be there because they've won a pro show. So
yeah, but
how can you say you wouldn't, but you can't come because
no. The problem you've got here is it's not about. It's like it depends where they qualified and who they qualified with and what tier the show was. You know what I mean? So that's why there's got to be certain shows, and there has to be a decent fucking lineup for them
What
to. No problem.
in order, go on, Zach.
No, I'm saying no problem. Then jump on the Olympia stage. But if you're going to do a show where nobody's entered it and and basically nobody's even thought about entering that show, then it's just a fucking jackpot. You got in.
I think
I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's
No.
wrong. What I'm saying is the person's played by the rule and he's done it. But the problem you've got is
the rules are wrong.
yeah, because then what you're doing is you're allowing people to come in. It's like this, mate. You got 100 meters fucking run there, and basically you've got fucking race A, race B, race C, and whatever. Then after that, you don't see the rest of the races.
No. I think what will happen if they put in a new system in place, they'd have to do right. There's 8 shows or 10 shows that are qualifiers. If you want 24 people at the Olympia max, do the top 3 for those shows. Have the rest of the shows as ranking events. If you was to do a good amount of ranking events, all with a set amount of prize money, if you place in enough of those ranking events, you get put in to be a special guest or whatever for the Olympia. Now, what they do, that the first year it would fail, but the lineups at the big shows would get better because people are going to say, well, I'm not putting all that effort in for the chance of not being at the Olympia. So I'm going to enter the British Grand Prix instead of fucking Puerto Rico Pro or whatever. Okay, fine. The first year, the Puerto Rico Pro would have 3 competitors, but the year after, the show wouldn't exist. So then the existing shows, which are ranking events, would be the only shows left anyway.
They get more competitors, more quality
That's
competitors.
what I mean.
But also the problem you've got is not every year the same shows are on every year.
No, which is stupid again.
Yeah. So the problem you've got is people are putting on these shows, these promoters, and
Yep.
and then the year after they're not on. So basically you got to fucking, the thing is, in a situation like this, either let 50 people compete at Olympia like they have this year, and give them a fucking full fucking day to do the prejudging properly. Meaning no fucking rushing. You get on stage at fucking 11 o'clock in the morning, do your prejudging, and do it properly. So either extend the fucking Olympia to 4 days, or because you're making fucking money from the athletes and people, you know what I mean? So it's got to be a 4-day event.
It was only a 2-day event this year.
Yeah.
It was only a 2-day. It was only on Friday and Saturday. It went on Sunday. So I think that's another problem. They tried to cram too much in on 2 days.
Yeah, so maybe
3 days in the past as well, right?
Yeah,
maybe 3 days, but it was only 2 days this year.
Yeah, so maybe it needs to be 4 days then, because you got physique, you got men's physique where there's 70 people.
I think the Arnold's 3 days, so 3 or 4 days.
Yeah,
but
I always thought there needs to be more bigger shows. Why is there no massive pro show attached to the FIBO Expo?
There used to be a pro show. There used to be a pro show with FIBO, but
I know they did. Why get rid of
tiny?
Listen, instead of the IFBB asking people to fucking sanction their shows and to promote us, why doesn't the IFBB say, you know what? Nobody's sanctioning our shows. We're putting on the shows our fucking self in these locations, like Formula One does. You got Formula One, they got their fucking places in Dubai, fucking Australia, UK, Silverstone, fucking South America, and then that way, every year them shows are gonna be there.
Yeah.
So basically, the IFBB is fucking killing it.
Yep.
Why do they even need anybody to do their fucking sanction their shows? Then get their fucking staff in these places to go there, different places, employ them to put on the show for them. That's it.
Maybe they don't want to take the risk about hiring venues and losing out just in case.
Well, they're not going to lose at the figures.
Yeah, they're gonna have to, if they want to grow the sport, which they will do, because obviously the amateur shows get bigger and bigger every fucking year.
You got the problem now is they're asking for fucking high percentages of ticket sales, high percentage of this, high percentage of that. So then basically it's going to get to a point where people are going to say it's not worth our while.
It's not worth it, yeah. I think when we put the Grand Prix on, we paid 25 grand sanction fees.
Yeah, there you go. And the thing about it is they want the sport to grow, but then they're doing all this and making it harder for people to put on shows.
Yep.
Yeah? Why not? Why not you guys put on the fucking shows then?
Yep. You can have a co-promoter,
but that's why you've got staff.
Yep.
You don't need a co-promoter. If you've got a president, vice president, and then you've got fucking your deputy, fucking wherever you want them to be to take care of. That's why you've got the Olympia guy. What's his name?
Jake Woods.
Yeah, he's got his team. He's got a team for his shows. What travel to Romania and travel to the Wings of Strength shows are his shows. So he puts them on. That's his team. So why can't the IFBB do the same?
Nobody complains about the Windsor Strength production either. Everyone's always like, it's an amazing show. It's put on really well.
Yeah.
Timing's good. Lighting's good.
Yeah.
Let's all apply and get a job at the IFBB.
No, but do you see what I mean? People are putting on these shows.
It's all in house, then, isn't it? If you do,
because everything's easy to control. You've got less variables.
Yeah,
you know,
have
right?
Consistent lighting. You could have everything the same.
If we were the IFBB, and we would be like, you know what? These guys, they're coming in 1 year, doing a show. They're not making the money they want, and you know what? And then next year, people haven't got that show to compete in no more. So you know what we do? We look at our main show sellers: New York Pro, Texas, Tampa, English Honor Classic in England, whatever show is going to be in England. Couple of shows in Europe, the big man shows in Spain and places like that. We say, you know what? as an IFBB, yeah, we know these shows are working, so we're not sanctioning them no more. We're doing them ourselves.
Yeah.
We have the stage set up, everything set up in a locker every fucking year, comes out, put it out, do the show, everything, and that's it. And that way, every competitor knows there's always going to be a show around that time every year.
Yeah.
That's what PCA have done now. Obviously, before they used to have individual promoters in different cities, but now they do it all themselves.
And look how successful it's been.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like me as a person, I would be thinking, why am I getting you to pay me 25 grand when I know I can probably make 100 grand from the show myself?
Yeah. Well, it was like when both of you guys were competing for the British, right? You knew it was going to be on in Nottingham roughly around the same time every year. You could prepare for it. You can plan for it mentally, physically. You can get yourself ready for then. Whereas a lot of guys now, they're saying, oh, there might be a pro qualifier in the UK in February. There might not be. You don't fucking know.
Yeah. And the thing about it is we also knew that the last class will be on at 10 o'clock, not 7.
Yeah. Yep.
We knew that. We knew that already. But you're entering the biggest show in the fucking world, and you get delayed by fucking 3 hours, 4 hours.
Can you imagine that being with a real sport, right? You're at the boxing world title fight, all the fucking belts on the line. You're supposed to walk in, right? Your ring walk is at 10 p.m. Okay. Oh, change your plans. It's at 1 in the morning.
Yeah. And the thing with boxing is, if the fights are shorter, they'll come on sooner. So what happens is they'll say, you know what, somebody's got knocked out, so the fight, you're going to probably be brought forward. So they'll come forward an hour or something. So
they're pre-planned for these things.
Yeah, the thing about it is you should know exactly. If you've got 50 competitors, you should know exactly when the men's bodybuilding class is going to come on. But no, these guys are...
Well, they should have put the men's bodybuilding at the start, really, because that's what people go and see.
Always put the men's bodybuilding.
And you know what? And who was it? Nick Trigili said, or something. Someone said, it doesn't matter if people leave because they pay for a ticket anyway. So regardless, they're still there. They paid for.
Yep.
Everyone's got paid, so it doesn't matter.
That concerned, do the men on it straight away first, and bring them back on after the other classes. Again for confirmation round, because then if they've been on, so we as the fans, we've got what we want. We might still going
to hang around.
Honestly, every year they say it's going to be better, but it's fucking worse.
Don't you think they would have learned by now how to write fucking run?
It's only been going on for 60 years.
58 years.
You have to remember. Most people are saying, "Oh, you wasn't at the show, so you can't comment on it." They were looking a lot more shredder show. Yeah, fuck for you. But most people can't afford to go to Vegas and watch the show. That's why you gotta have excellent 4K fucking streaming.
Yeah, but I guarantee everyone looked better in the morning or earlier on, rather than.
100% they would have. But again, if you know the sport, the majority of people watch a pay-per-view event on pay-per-view. They don't go to the event. That would again be like saying, right, you got a world title fight. Oh, the stream's in 360p. No one's going to pay fucking £25 or $70 for that.
Listen. The thing about it, if it's fucking clear front end, no fucking about with the camera. Just a clear 4K, whatever.
What was the pay-per-view? What was the pay-per-view like with the quality?
Shit.
Was it really like pixelated?
It was shit.
Did someone stream on the phone?
Probably.
Somebody on Instagram, their streaming was better.
Yeah, I was going to start streaming then. They goes, if anyone gets caught with a camera, they get fucking booted out. So I thought, fuck.
Well, maybe
Simon's been kicked out of enough events this year.
I have, yeah.
It's like, the thing about it is that this what brings me to my next topic. Like old school bodybuilders talking about new guys and this talking about conditioning the same. And the thing about it is what somebody mentioned was Phil Heath was saying, oh, the cameras were different back then compared to now. So, well, that means we've got better technology now, so the physique should look better, not worse.
But don't forget, back in the 90s, all the photos from the 90s, 2000, the photos that are around, they've been picked. All the shit photos.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
No, of course. What we're talking about is the stage pictures. And you know yourself, when most of these photographers with these personal Instagram pages post their stage pictures, they over-edit it. And when they over-edit it, they don't do the competitors no favors, because they look at them pictures and say, "Oh wow, he looks amazing," but then they look at the video and they're like, "Fuck, he looks smooth." So stay consistent.
The thing is as well, besides the Olympia, the footage available from the 90s, especially if there's no lineup videos really, there's individual routines, there's one-on-ones, there's the pose down.
Yeah, but the thing about it also was, let's be realistic here now. For the 90s, we had a better Olympia experience. You know why? We had some fucking...
Because it wasn't diluted.
Some guy related to Simon Fan who was doing Battle for the Olympia videos. Yeah?
That's my uncle.
And you know what? That was fucking exciting.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I still watch Battle for the Olympia videos now for pre-workout for the gym.
You know what? Because obviously, but now, like, you know what everyone looks like pre-Olympia, because Nick Walker's doing updates every 5 minutes. Angela Barra's doing updates, so like, it leaves no sort of
again,
no sort of surprises.
Everyone's got their own thing, right? Everyone's got their own social media, their own YouTube channel, whatever. But if the Olympia were to put money up for a camera crew, all put together, every single competitor or the top 15 or whatever, just to get 1 or 2 training videos in. Everyone's flying to Vegas anyway. Just fucking film official videos, because again, it makes it just secure. It makes the sport seem more like an official sport.
Yeah, like the run up to it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they've not done that, like an official, like.
It's weird. It's so weird. I remember the last time I remembered them, it was 2017 Arnold Classic, because you had Dallas McCarver's series running up to the Olympia when he was training out of Flex Lewis's gym in Florida. That was the last time I remember any official videos going up for.
Who was running that? Who was running that at the time?
The Arnold Classic.
So the Lorimers.
Yeah,
Bob Lorimer.
And if you noticed that the Arnold Classic was sponsoring the Olympia with some of these guys like Nick Strength and Power and that lot.
Yeah.
So you know what? I don't know. I just honestly I can't understand when you're paying all these people to make the sport go bigger and better. They're not fucking doing it. Like, you know, I feel saddened by reading comments of people and thinking, "Oh, the live stream was shit," or "It's too much of a nightclub effect." You know what I mean? It's not fucking. And men's bodybuilding is on last and this and that, and it's like.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure when you were there, it was an incredible experience.
It was a good experience. It was like entertaining, but.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But then I think
take away all that. Yeah, it ruins the actual bodybuilding.
The professional
to watch.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You get to the build-up of this fucking. It's like having the build-up there.
Because they were playing the music so loud over the pre-judging. You know, normally they cut the music off, and you can hear Steve Weinberg at all, but you couldn't hear anything. It was so loud. You thought, when they're gonna fucking turn the music off? You know what I
mean? and the type of music they use, it's like you're on
terrible.
Yeah,
it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's like you're on the foot of fucking DJ, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, do you really need the music that fucking loud?
It was so loud, it was ridiculous.
You know, before, man, when we went to the Olympia, the music was just right. You could hear the crowds.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking clapping, going fuck. You know, the expression, and that's half of the fucking excitement is watching people get excited about somebody's fucking coming shredded to the bone. You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was better at the Orleans, the actual theatre, the actual production.
I think the stage at the Orleans was bigger and better.
Yeah.
You know, the stage for the Olympia at the fucking Planet Hollywood, it looked like it was in somebody's living room.
So, have we got anything more positive to talk about?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about the old school bastards at Zach, about them slating the new school bodybuilders.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I said to you, you know, the thing about it is the issue we've got here is it's okay. What it doesn't matter what I say, you say about these new guys coming up and ever. The thing is, the judges are the one who are dictating who's where and what they're looking for. So whether it's Richard Gaspari, whether it's Barry DeMille, whatever his name, or whether it's Robbie Robinson. The thing about it is, it doesn't matter what we say or they say. The thing about it is, the ifbb, the Olympia, are the one who are rewarding certain physiques. So you can't say Nick Walker looks like this, or this person looks like that, or Hadi hasn't got this, or fucking Derek is that. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what are we getting out of bashing another bodybuilder?
I think if you're at the top, you're always going to be criticising. You're never going to be like they're not going to criticise someone that's 15th or 16th place. So when you're Mr Olympia, you're gonna be on a pedestal to be like pulled apart, even for the minutest of details.
The thing about it is, yeah, these old school bodybuilders do say things, but the problem what you've got is you've got these Instagram pages highlighted for clickbait, and they wind everybody up, and then everybody's arguing about it. Really, when they shouldn't even have to report it, they'll report it with a picture and the quotes next to it. Like is that really even fucking news?
Again, you don't see the World Cup final 2022. Oh yeah, the winning goal being compared to the fucking goal that won the tournament 35 years ago, do you?
No, listen.
No.
The thing about it is, whether you like the way bodybuilding is now or not, that's your fucking opinion. And you know what? We can't do nothing to change it. Do you know what I mean? And
it's like anything, things got to evolve it now. You can't fucking stay in the past like 30 years ago, 20 years ago. Everything's moved on.
And listen, and it's not fair to criticize. It's so easy for us to sit here and criticize somebody's physique. You know what I mean? When somebody puts a fucking pair of posing trunks on, you're opening yourself up to a lot of criticism. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I know that, Sammy, you know that, and the thing about it is, whether you get rewarded or not, you know what? You have to take it on the chin and fucking come back better. And if that's what the judges are looking for, good on you. And if that's not what the judges are looking at, then the fans need to fucking realize this. Don't blame the other person for winning. Your favorite bodybuilder. Blame the judges for choosing him. Yep. Go on the judges' pages. Go on the ifbb pages and view your points there. Don't be fucking slacking off a person under his picture and say, "Oh, he's like this, is horrible, he's smooth, is this and that." Well, you're basically a fucking internet bully.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like to me now. The sports has become a name calling sport, and you got people who got a big following are bullying bodybuilders who haven't got a big following.
It's just, like I said, it's just to stay relevant, isn't it? Because
the guys that are relevant now, you know, 90s guys, really, who are still involved in the sport, never have anything negative to say.
Like Milos.
Milos never has anything negative to say about anyone.
He's so passionate, he loves it, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he's maintained his relevance in the sport. I'm sure.
And plus, you got to remember, Milos he's a coach. He's on hand. And so
that's what I mean. He's still involved in the sport. The people that are, you know, saying things under more of a negative light, they've not been shunned by the sport, but they've failed to maintain relevance in the sport.
Listen, if you want to change the sport, start fucking
involved.
Start coaching.
Get involved.
Get involved. Give back. Fucking do independent shows. Who's stopping you? If the sport's not moving in the right direction, have an independent show on and make it move in the right direction.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad to see that, you know, you got these internet Instagram pages clickbaiting people into fucking fighting with each other, and people are falling for it. And you know, like little fucking kids, listen, Congratulations to all the fucking people up there. Doesn't matter what place they got. And you know what? When you've dieted yourself, you know how much hard work goes into that shit, and you know how vulnerable a person is. And by you're leaving yourself open, and you're thinking to yourself, man, calling these names to bodybuilders and that lot, or it doesn't affect them. Some people it affects more than others. Trust me.
But I think this year's Olympia has created a lot of content for a lot of people to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
So it has created a lot of buzz. I mean, we're still talking about it. It's been nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah, look, like I said to you, what people don't realize is mental health is important.
Yep.
And be careful what you say to people.
Especially within a group of with a community where some people may be, coming into the sport for other reasons other than they want to be the best bodybuilder. It may be a coping mechanism. It may be, their version of therapy. And then they're looking for, you might not be, definitely looking for, praise or anything from your peers. But if people that have come before you are consistently shitting over everything you work for, it's not going to make you feel very good, is it?
But you know what? You could read 100 good comments here, and you could read one bad comment, and you'll remember the one bad comment.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's reality. That's the reality. Because
especially if that bad comment's coming from someone that you respect.
Mm.
Yeah, and then you're thinking to yourself, like, I respected this person, and now, and the thing about it is, there's ways to say shit, and this is it's like a lot of the stuff is taken way out of context, as well, due to all respect to, people just love to create drama. It's like, listen, you got a problem with people's placing, get on the fucking judges' Instagram pages and say, what the fuck are you looking at? Please tell us, explain to us.
Yeah.
So we can get a better idea why you chosen this person first and this person second. If you're going for condition, the person with the best condition and overall mass and structure was Hadi, But then you've got Derek, who's got beautiful shape and line, but certain areas were fucking smooth. And then you've got the person in third place who was shredded to the bone like Hadi. So if that was the case,
why didn't he come second?
Then you got an argument for Nick being second then.
Yep.
That means what's it now? Derek and Brandon were in similar shape, and they both got beautiful shape and lines. Do you know what I mean? And Derek was ahead of him on condition, so Derek should have came third then.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was very accurate, the judging.
I think the judging was fantastic overall. But
what I'm saying,
I know exactly what you mean that, because of inconsistencies in the type of what they're looking for, what they're rewarding. To me, had he won, if that's the case, Nick should have been second. For me personally, I prefer Derek's physique. So then you got to put Hadi in second, then you got to put Brandon, then you got to put Samson.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it seems like it's not consistent.
No,
with the bodybuilders.
Little shapes, yeah.
They're looking at one bodybuilder. They're saying, "Oh, he's in better condition than him, so we're going to reward him." Or he's got better. He's more cut than him. He's more shredded, but he's got better shape, so we're rewarding him second place.
Yeah.
No, and then he's a lot more. What's it now? So we rewarded somebody who's better shape into second, then put Nick in third. Then we got Brandon, who's got beautiful shape as well. So he doesn't go past Nick then. So you see what I'm saying? It goes for condition, shape. You know what I mean?
Do you think social media has like part in like people's placings?
Yeah. Yes. Probably not directly. I don't believe in a political thing, but if you're consistently seeing someone being pushed down your throat, you're going to pay attention to them more. Yeah.
You're telling me, fucking the IFBB judges are not looking at this. It's like, come on.
Well, they're all fans. They're all fans themselves.
Come on.
They all follow. They all watch the YouTube videos, podcasts, whatever. So they know who's coming up.
So to say to a judge, don't look on social media, it's not going to happen, is it?
No.
It's the same reason. Olympia, there's so much hype going into it. It was like, it's so many updates.
Yeah. I just think, like I said to you, it's like the problem you've got is like, okay, the show wasn't perfect, as A lot of things could have been right. And then you've got, after the show, the fucking drama with
Yep.
people on each other. And, which is, listen, it's no point, these old school bodybuilders, no point shitting on the up and coming guys. Talk to the fucking judges, shit on them.
Yep.
Because you guys have competed in that federation, in that organization. So you guys know how it's like. So why shit on the bodybuilders? Even though you're not saying you're shitting on them, but basically you are indirectly shitting on them.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everyone thinks their era was the best, don't they? Because they compete
all the time. You hear it all the time.
Like Richie Guaspari wouldn't place top 10 now. We're doing Olympia, realistically, or Barry DeMay, or Rob.
But like I said to you, is we can't compare them times to now. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That's the thing. So let's not compare them. But if you got a problem with somebody's placing and the way the physiques are being rewarded, why are you telling a bodybuilder, somebody who's got no control over his genetic structure, oh, you look like a bag of shit? I just came in looking like I fucking came in and I got third or second or whatever.
It's not their fault.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Well, he was on about, obviously, I've had his background condition wise, but if you look at previous videos of him competing, he's never had a shredded back, has he? So it might be a genetic thing.
No, he had one. So why all of a sudden now are you
just a big issue?
When you listen, there's a time to do stuff for fun and games, but not right after the fucking Olympia, guys.
And one thing, do you know the one thing I'm surprised no one said, especially like back from back 25, 30 years ago, or how can the top three at the Mr Olympia be under 5'8"?
Yeah.
They're not big enough. They're not tall enough to be a champion, blah, 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 blah. Because you hear it across the other time periods, you know, Franco only won because there was no tall guys in the lineup, or such and such was too short to be Dorian.
The best man wins it if he was 5'6" or 5'10".
Exactly, he could be 3 foot fucking 4.
Listen, I've been to the British Championships and I've seen the overall guy who took the overall fucking trophy was always a fucking middleweight class or a fucking weight.
Jones Wellen,
There you fucking go. There you go. Yeah.
And there you go.
The thing about it is what people don't realize is like, it doesn't matter what height the fucking bodybuilders are.
No.
There are guys in that lineup. You had Andrew Jack 6 foot. You had Chryso 6 foot odd. You had fucking Samson.
Yep.
So,
I think the taller you are, the more gaps you have in your physique.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, there are tall guys there. It's just that the shorter guys look better and beat them.
Yeah. Because there's less gaps to be filled at that particular point in time. 3-4 years from now, a fully blown Samson. What'd you say?
I said it doesn't really matter whether there's gaps or not. The thing that matters, the fact is, they're just better.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, the bigger you are, the bigger your frame, the more time or the more muscle you need to fill in that frame. So compared to someone who's already filled in the gaps, no matter how tall they are, they're the better bodybuilder on the day. I'm just saying, I'm surprised no one, Barry DeMay hasn't mentioned that or blah, 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 or whatever, because they've shit on them for everything else. They can't control structure, shape, whatever. They can't control that. So the next thing will probably be something like that.
The thing, and this will give a lot of 12 guys hope to move up.
100%.
Once they win, I bet now, Flex Lewis is kicking itself.
Yeah.
Because he would have done fucking awesome.
Do you remember when he competed against Hadi in was it Korea about 4 years ago?
I think
Hadi should have won.
I don't believe so. I think Flex should have won that, and he did.
I think it was one of them things where it depends whether you looked from front or back.
And apples and oranges as well.
Yeah.
Similar thing to Derek and Hadi this year.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same issue. Like you said, like Flex is fucking shredded from the back. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And then from front, he looks a bit softer. You know what I mean? And Hadi just looks crazy from the front. Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, and that's the thing, and that's where it goes down to the judges who catches your eye. Don't get me wrong, Derek's physique catches your eyes more than Hadi's, but Hadi's condition catches your eyes more.
I think 'cause Derek was the new, it was like his debut in it, so obviously since
Pretty
Pittsburgh he had a lot of hype going into the show.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see how that weight would transpire to go on stage, and
Well,
when he walked on, he went crazy.
What I'm interested in seeing next year is, these are the main guys I'm looking forward for, is Derek, see if he can do the same or not better himself. Samson, Andrew, Chriso. I want to see them guys, because them guys, it was their first years, and them big tall guys, I want to see when they come in top form, where the fuck are they going to land? You know what I mean? That's what they're the guys who I'm excited to see for next year.
Well, I know
Samson's doing the Arnold, isn't he?
Yeah, 10 weeks. 10 weeks.
10 weeks, yeah.
Fucking that's not long, that, isn't it?
Yeah. 10 weeks. But I don't know anyone else who's doing the show. It's a shame. This shit should be fucking sorted out already.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And the thing about it, I don't even know why they do the Arnold so fucking early.
It's silly. It should be May time or April or something.
The problem I've got with Olympia and the Arnold so close together like this is people's health. So if a person's doing the Olympia going to decide to do the Arnold,
it's only because the Olympia's been pushed back. Olympia's only September, isn't it? So it's only 5 months.
If it was September still, you would still have to start prepping before Christmas, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have much time to fucking rejuvenate and recover.
Well, Milo said this on the Jay Cutler podcast, if you noticed. So he was like, because it's only 10 weeks away, you know, Samson's just come off the big Olympia protocols.
Yeah.
You know, how long has he got ready to rest and get things back down? Has he got time? Will he be at his best at the Arnold? We don't know. But, you know, what he's going to have to do, he's going to have to push things more. Is he going to take a different approach for the Arnold? Or what? Because if he doesn't beat that Olympia look or match it, he's probably going to be marked down.
Because now he's set the standard.
Yeah. Exactly. And to me, it's very, I can see it going one of two ways. Samson ends up looking fucking phenomenal again at the Arnold, takes a big long break, competes at the Olympia, or we get a Dennis Wolf scenario where 2007 Olympia Dennis Wolf looked fantastic, didn't do anything for a year and a half, came back.
Just Olympia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just worry about people getting burnt out.
Yeah.
I think Samson will do. I think he'll.
I really hope he does, because the potential's there. He's fucking £300 on stage already as well.
Yeah, I just, like I said to you, it just worries me when people, you know, it'd be different if you were doing 2 or 3 shows in a row. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then peaking for the Olympia. But when you're doing 2 shows, then they fall apart. It's like, I just don't understand why the Arnold wouldn't do their show in like August or September.
Yeah.
They did it last year, didn't they, or the year before? Didn't they have the Arnold?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, last year when because Nick won. He won New York.
Yeah, September it was.
2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks later, did the Olympia.
That was good. That was.
The part, and how good was that?
Yeah, because the guys are already in shape anyway.
But there was no expo that Arnold was there. Do you think a lot of people will go to one or the other? So one will have an effect on the other show, especially sponsors, competitors. You know. Not a lot of people are going to go to an Arnold and an Olympia 2 weeks later.
No.
Cost. It's one or the other.
Or do a big show not long before the Olympia. Then it doesn't have to be an Arnold. Just increase the prize money for a different show.
Yeah. I just think the problem you've got is, like I said to you, is if you're doing 2 shows like that every year, we know. You know, there's only so long your receptors can take shit for before your body's saying, you know what, I need a fucking break.
Yep.
And a lot of bodybuilders have gone through that point where they've done 2 shows every year, and all of a sudden they're burnt out. They're burnt out. You know what I mean? Do you remember Ronnie Coleman did the Arnold Classic and he got fucking sick? He nearly died.
2001, wasn't it?
Yeah. He said he would never do that again.
Yeah, because that Olympia, he looked off, didn't he? Because Joe beat him. 2001.
He didn't look great in 2002 either.
Oh, he looked terrible. He looked small. But then he came back 2003 and blew everyone away. Yeah.
So who are you guys looking forward to next year, or what shows?
Shows wise, I'm not sure, but
potentially I might be going to the Arnold.
Yeah,
Might be flying over.
Mr. Worldwide these days.
I know, fucking
Me and
Pitbull.
Zach have been left in the dust.
Hey?
It's all this ad revenue from the podcast.
Yeah, we're left in the basement here.
No, I want to see how well Andrew does with now he's not using Flex. Now him and Flex aren't working together.
Okay.
What's in that? Is he still working with
George?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it'll work much longer. I've
heard he's looking to go to Hani Rambod.
Maybe.
The problem is you got to remember, some guys it doesn't matter what coaches they go to, if they're not willing to put that work in and sacrifice, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know Zach from first-hand experience.
Exactly.
I think he's still figuring out his body, though, isn't he, Andrew? Because when you've done 4 shows, it's not really enough to understand your body.
No, that's what I mean. The thing about it is, you need to stop listening to social media and these pages saying, "Oh, you need a new coach, Remember, fucking George Farah worked well with fucking Kai Green.
But it's not him; it's other people like stirring shit. So
yeah. Listen, I
always cook in the kitchen.
I always said to myself is, number one, did I do everything that coach said? If I did everything he said and he didn't get it right once, I'll say, you know what? I'll give him another chance because he doesn't know my body yet. So
well, he's won 3 shows with George Farah, and
you can't complain.
He's come top 8, and he was sick. He was ill, and
that's the problem you've got. Is people always compare you to your last appearance, or your best appearance. If one show's got better lighting, you'd be in worse condition, but you could look better. All of a sudden, you're at another show, you're in better condition, you can look worse.
Yeah, the right.
Imagine that in any other sporting context. Imagine you're an Olympic sprinter, right? You've just started competing a year ago, and now you're the 8th best in the world. No one's going to complain.
Especially if it's your first time competing.
The problem is
this year.
The problem is you've got social media and it echoes everything 10 times louder than what it should. And that's the problem with a lot of people. Social media dictates how they act, how they be, how they look. And that's the problem. And people need to know when to shut out that noise.
Yeah, it's true. Very, very true.
And I'll tell you one thing. A lot of people who are prepping and stuff like that, I suggest that they get somebody else to look after their social media for them. But some of them shouldn't even be on there because they can't handle that shit. You know what I mean? Honestly.
As for people I'm looking forward to though next year,
I can't handle that shit. I'm not even competing. You know what? A funny story. I was. Do you remember that picture? I think you sent on Instagram the picture of Flex Lewis, and he was looking at the party that big with
the boob.
Yeah. So somebody put that on Facebook here, and I put comments saying, I was there at the party here, and somebody put, so I'll still knock you out. And I thought, what?
What?
Let me try and find it.
It wasn't the woman with the big boob, was it?
That picture's disappeared. Flex for everybody to delete it.
No, I've got it somewhere. Let me try
and
find it.
Was it Horse, that Brazilian bodybuilder, Horse MD? He posted it as well.
Yeah, but
not.
I saw it. Fucking. Let me try and find it.
I think Samson's going to make a big impression again next year. I'm looking forward to seeing Andrew, seeing if his physique improves, maintains, develops, whatever. I think Brett Wilkin is going to be doing very well, considering he's got a long period of time off as well.
Brett did.
He did Romania, wasn't it? Yeah. And who else? Besides that, hopefully we see, someone else compete more often. Maybe one of the guys out of the top 5.
I just want to see more positivity for next year.
Yeah, we've said that. It's been 54 minutes of absolutely nothing but negativity.
Yeah, but the thing about it is we're giving
our we're just commenting on the current state.
Yeah, that's the problem. We're not being negative. We're just basically saying, listen, the shows are done like this. Basically, it needs to change for the athlete's health and for viewers at home, enjoyment. You know what I'm saying?
Something positive that we're going to be doing this year, though, Simon. It's a certain anniversary, isn't it?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, he's gonna have a banger bus around at his gym.
make sure you don't get a parking fine.
He's gonna have the taxi driver around as well. Taxi.
So what were you doing for New Year? Did anything exciting?
I'm just gonna go out for a quiet one, go for a nice meal, and probably when it's 12 o'clock, just go somewhere for a nice drink with mates and stuff, and just. I'll be in bed by 1 minute past 12. Ready for Sunday morning session.
Ready for Sunday blessed.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So basically, listen, nothing changes. You know what I mean. It's like I'll be with friends and enjoying that bit of time.
Have you got any goals you want to hit for next year? Anything you want to do? Resolutions? Place you want to visit?
Like I said to you, I just start training a bit harder now, opening the tempo a little bit slowly. So January, February, March, going to give it a good bash, see what happens, see how my body changes. I just want to do everything, small increments at a time. You know what I'm saying? Like I've got nothing to prove to anybody else, just myself. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to start vlogging it again?
Yeah. I've got a vlog, yeah. I'm going to start doing that again, start doing more motivational content because people are still asking me for stuff. So
did you do it all on your phone or do you have a proper camera?
No, all on my phone, bro.
Yeah.
So, Zach, there's only 4 videos on YouTube with enough content of you. So we need more motivation from Zach.
No, definitely. That's what honestly a lot of people have been messaging me saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's hard getting somebody, who can do this shit, filming it for you. That's all you need. So I found somebody, hopefully. They do like, all these Instagram reels and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So I need something like that. I just want to do the motivational stuff. That's what I want to do. And
stop being a pussy boy.
Exactly, mate. You know what I mean?
You want to get some t-shirts done? Stop being a pussy boy.
The thing about it is, like I always say to people, like, people who need to set goals for next year are people who are going to break their goals. You know what I mean? You just have to do it. Simple as that. And if you want something bad enough, you know it doesn't start on New Year's Day.
Yep.
It starts now. You don't wait.
I had a few sort of things, sort of milestones I wanted to hit this year, so I've sort of reached them, especially on the YouTube. I wanted to hit 1,000 subscribers by this year.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started like back in May, I only had 360, so nearly on 2,000 now.
Listen, like I said to you, Simon, end of the day, you just got to do it and you got to stick at it. I know sometimes you think, oh, is anybody really watching? It doesn't matter. You're doing it for yourself as well. And sometimes I think to myself, it's good just talking with lads there and catching up. And this is what I see as a catch up. And we just fucking.
You know what? We'll do this video, and like someone will watch in 3 months' time, and the videos it will take a while to get into the algorithm, but they do. I've had people comment on the videos I've done like 6 months ago, saying, "Oh, I've just come across your channel," blah blah blah. So you don't expect that instant sort of.
Yeah, it doesn't take anything away from us posting this, sharing it with people. Maybe someone can take something positive because the conversation will still happen either way.
Yeah,
I think we're just going to enjoy the process, haven't we? Not too much into like the analytics.
And that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's all about us being honest about things. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that's what most people respect. You know what I mean?
So, what guests shall we get on for next year then?
All of them.
All of them.
I think you should get some guests on and fucking have 20 questions that you're gonna fucking ask them. And make
what we need to do, because obviously every podcast they have their own sort of questions they ask guests at the end, like quick fire questions. We'll design that, and
I think so. Listen, so before we go, titties are asked before New Year's Eve, which is they're gonna be man or a titty man. Simon, what are you?
Ass.
What? Ask you.
Ass.
Okay, ass. Be for true. Fucking, that's the way to go. I want a nice big booty on my face New Year's Eve.
Joe, that's an invite.
If I have pink eye on New Year's Day, you know why.
It's a happy time.
Happy hour. Listen, guys,
Yeah.
I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you and I'm going to wish you guys a fucking awesome Christmas. Fucking New Year's Eve.
This is last week.
Look how excited he is that my
I wish you an awesome New Year's Eve, man. Listen, and just keep doing what you're doing, positive, and keep fucking reaching your goals and stay healthy.
Yeah, don't forget, you two can invite guests as well. Don't leave it all to me. So, you know,
Is your name on there?
I do. Huh?
So it's your name on the pod.
What's that podcast?
That's true.
All right then. So have a good news. Joe, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
See you later.
See you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday, yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
On the other side. Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and but I wish all my viewers, audience, a very happy new year, and let's smash it for 2023. Once again, thanks for watching, and have a good one.